we need to be proactive, otherwise we're fucked. I do believe that people that are controlling the world, they try to put us in a constant state of despair, right? Which is the worst state to be in for us, and it's the best state for them because that's how they can control us. I really think they're essentially trying to make us turn into the guy from the Doom meme, you know? It's just because being in despair, basically what that is you're numb and hopeless, which is it's really horrible, right? So this is why we have to be kind of proactive. There's things that we need to do every day in order to counteract these types of attacks, right? And I was thinking about my life, and there's about like 3 or 4 things that I do almost daily that kind of puts me in like a good state, kind of an optimistic state, right? Not like happy all the time, but like hopeful, right? And I'm gonna tell you guys some of these things. First thing that I do that I think everyone should do is, as soon as you wake up, first thing you need to do is you need to pray, right? And what you do is, in this like prayer, you just it's very simple. You thank God for, you know, letting you wake up and have another day. You know, you just thank Him for just having like a roof over your head. You know, tell Him thank you, God, for letting me have like a kettle so I can make tea and like Wi-Fi. And at the end of the day, you pray again, you thank God, and then you apologize. You say, I'm sorry about today. Because you know somewhere throughout the day you messed up, you know, you did someone dirty, you had some awful thoughts about some things, and that's how you should start and end your day, right? And if you look at that, you just like, you started with gratitude and you ended the day with more gratitude and some like ownership, some responsibility, right? That's great, bro. If you're, you know, look, if you're saying, oh man, I don't do prayers work, like is praying really effective, does God exist? Like, look, bro, I can't, do your thing, bro, but if you think you can rise above these awful things that are projected on us by yourself, then you're an idiot, bro. You're telling me that you don't believe in God, or you doubt prayer, where like the people that run the world, they actively believe in the demonic side of things, you know? They're full on just demon worshipping on islands and shit, and they're the most powerful people in the world, and you're gonna be like, oh, but is it real? They think it's real, but they're on the other side of it, right? The other thing I would say that I do is like physical exercise, and obviously scientifically it's been proven you release endorphins and things, and it's good for your like mental state. But I actually recommend like cardio, like long type of cardio workout or HIIT. Like for me, for example, I do boxing. I go to the boxing club, and I think it's great. I remember one day when I just had a long day at work, man. It was just a long, hard day of me getting bumped at work, just a really slave wage cuck shift for like 10 hours. And bro, when you do one of these wage cucking activities, right, you leave work and you both feel tired and sad, and you feel you got taken advantage of. You feel like you straight up got molested at work, right? And that's how I felt. I think it was like a Tuesday after work, and I was on my way to the boxing club, and I'm tired, like I'm physically exhausted, I can't be arsed. And on my way there I was just thinking, like, how the hell am I gonna do around an hour and a half of like an intense boxing workout? And I went in there, man, and the boxing coach that day, he was letting us have it. We were doing some mad stuff, like it was an intense workout. And I remember like halfway through the workout, I fully just got immersed, and I kind of like, I had no energy before, but I had this kind of reserve of energy, and I kind of got lost in the moment, and I was just like in flow, as people say online, right? And sometimes when you reach these states, you forget what your day was about. Like I completely forgot my wage cocking shift, right? And I remember just being there, like I was on the pads or whatever, like me and the boxing partner I was with, we were doing the pads, and I completely just got immersed. And after the workout, you know, after like the session finished, I was on my way home, and I felt like a completely different person to how I ended my shift at work. So I ended my shift at work just feeling horrible, you know, feeling like being taken advantage of or whatever. And then I fully just get immersed in this physical hard workout, and I leave like just completely refreshed with more energy than how I started, right? And that's great. I feel like people must do this type of thing, because imagine if you go to work, you wage cock like a good slave, and you just afterwards you just go home with these feelings of sadness and despair, right? So so physical workout in that sense is essential, right? And the third thing I would say is you need to like talk to strangers, or you need to have like random positive interaction with strangers. And this applies to people living in a big city especially, because I do think if you're living in a big city, you're surrounded by people, and what that does is that makes you feel paranoid, because you're not talking to them, so your brain perceives them as a threat. Where if you're like a friendly guy and you just do like random interactions, you know, daily or whatever, your mind kind of quietens and you realize that everyone's kind of your friend. And this is what we are, like, you know, we're all brothers and sisters, you know, we all came from Adam and Eve, right? And we're kind of just one huge family, and we tend to forget that, right? And I'm not saying to be a complete weirdo, just a nuisance to society. I'm saying like, bro, like, you know, you're on the tube or whatever, right? And some guy got some nice trainers. You're like, oh, bro, these sick trainers, bro. Where'd you get them from? Just like little exchanges, you know. You're getting your coffee, and the barista, you know, you just bust convo with the barista. You're like, oh, are you having a long day today? Like, oh, what time do you guys close? Like, just little things, right? If you're a single guy, bro, this is your time to talk to things. You need to talk to things, obviously in a smart, like, respectful way, and you do it from a place where you're actually trying to have something serious. You're not just doing like, you know, like pick up or what. Like you're just running game on the street, just trying to bang. Like that's dumb, right? But you know, like you're a single guy, you're walking down, you know, you see a thing looks approachable, just be like, oh, do you go to the Pure Gym around here, or like just, you know, just compliment her or her jacket or whatever, bro. Just have a little nice friendly interactions with strangers. And honestly, bro, when you do these things, first of all, like, you can make their day, they make your day, and you just leave the interaction just like a little bit less paranoid about all these motherfucking strangers they see thousands of every day. Because it's tiring, bro. If you're in London or you're in a big city, there's bare people, bro, and there's like the vibe is intense, right? It's a heavy vibe, right? And the last thing I would say, which is kind of linked to interacting with strangers, is you need to give some money or something to like homeless people, bro. Like just little things, man. A little sandwich, just, I don't know, £1 or something, like 50p even, whatever, right? You need to kind of give something to unfortunate people that are more unfortunate than yourself. And there's a reason, like, you know, charity work and stuff like that has been prescribed by almost all religions, right? But it makes sense. You need to kind of just give a little something, so it takes you out of your fucking daily narcissistic tendencies, right? Everyone's trying to make it in this world. How about you just fucking give £1 to the homeless guy, bro, make him feel happy? But yeah, man, I've been doing these things almost on a daily basis, these 3 or 4 things, and I feel better about life, bro. I'm hopeful. I feel like this helps you fight the despair and the constant state of hopelessness that the controllers of this world are pushing on us. So yeah, that's all that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.